Hello, everyone. It's me, NCR, here with another episode of the SunShining podcast. It is officially episode number 18. So my guest today in the podcast is another Carmel classmate, Sunita. Carmel is an amazing place. They in Edmonton. It's a small Bible college or school, and they have an amazing one-year program. And yeah, I've talked about it in past episodes here, advertising for them. If I forgot to mention, one thing that makes them unique is just their class size is small. Like, they're intentionally small. Like, the year I went to Carmel, there's only like 17 of us students, and so you really become connected with all the students and all the staff members. When you go to Carmel. And then you kind of also become connected with past students who've gone there before you and stuff. So it really is an amazing place. If you are looking to attend, like what they have is, I guess it's a gap year program. So, if you, you're looking for something, like that, Carmel might be a place that you're interested in attending. So definitely check Carmel out. There will be a link to their website in the description of this episode. What else do I got to say? I think I said everything for now. I have every last one of my guests recently here. They're really amazing people. They're past Carmel students. And they're ordinary people. Living ordinary lives in ordinary places, but they're really amazing. They're Christians, and it's really awesome just to be connected with them, and to feature them as guest on my podcast. And so, today my guest is Sunita. Let's just dive right into the interview.
My background's okay, right?
Yeah, it's okay. It is recording now. I'll just clip this off. But yeah, I have a green screen. That's why I'm just recording in front of it. But it doesn't matter what kind of background you have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was going to ask you, do you ever put like some other background up? Or you just leave it green?
Sometimes I do. Yeah. It is kind of hard when I'm editing podcast episodes, because there's two, both videos are side by side. So then it's kind of hard to switch out my green screen. But it's kind of hard, because then I don't know like what background do I want to use then. Like, I can pick any background I want, and then which one do I put?
But couldn't you like put a background now, and then it'll just be there for later?
Yeah, I could put a background right now while I'm recording, but I don't know. It's not really like necessary, I don't think. I don't know.
Come on, it would spice it up.
Okay.
Or you can put something advertising on the back, like put like Mount Carmel, or put like the SunShining podcast, or put like, oh, yellow's nice. Well, that's pretty. Is that a bear?
Yeah, there's a bear there.
That's so cool.
Could just use that picture.
Where is that?
That's from Canada. All my photos are from Canada. That's up there, northern Alberta.
How is it in Texas?
It's pretty good. It's I don't really care where I'm at in the world too much. I don't really notice too many differences. The only thing that I really like down here is the Wi-Fi seems faster, because that's where we was at in Canada. We're just so far out. There wasn't very good Wi-Fi.
Nice. Okay, no. Maybe you should just have a blank background.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. You don't stand out. You need something plainer. Do you have a picture with like mountains on the side and a river in the background, or like a lake?
I do have some.
It would work.
It'd take me a while to find some of my pictures, so I'll maybe just leave it blank. I do have like some plain color pictures. So maybe I'll just leave it green like that. Okay. So I'm secretly advertising for Carmel, or not so secretly advertising for Carmel in this season of the SunShining podcast. So just want to ask you a few questions about Carmel. Uh, what is one reason you decided to go to Carmel?
One reason was because I was not doing anything that year.
Mhm.
And I knew Jeannie, who's one of the teachers, she's the administrator, and Katie, who's one of the teachers. I knew them before because we played soccer together. And they kept telling me to come. So yeah.
That's kind of the way it is with all of the staff. Like, I mean, I never had like contact with them before Carmel, but they really, any young person they're in contact with, they try to convince them to go to Carmel.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's a good thing to go to.
Yeah. What is one of your favorite memories from Carmel?
One of my favorite memories is probably one of our growth groups where it was minus 40. Do you remember that week? 2 weeks that it was like minus 40, minus 50.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cold outside, and our growth group decided to go sledding in t-shirts. And so it was very cold, but lots of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was one of your biggest takeaways from Carmel?
I think one of my biggest was the question, do you love God today? And the whole like that it's a day-to-day thing with God. It's not your whole life. Like it is your whole life, but it's you live day to day, and yeah, you choose every day whether you're living for God that day or not.
Yeah, so many powerful things they teach at Carmel, and yeah, that was kind of one of my takeaways too. Do you love God today? I really like, because I love different questions, and yeah. So what are you currently doing with your life?
Right at the I'm working at a part-time job at No Frills, and which would be a grocery store for people that do not know.
Yeah.
And that's fun. It's meeting a lot of people, which is really nice at this point because you don't meet many people because of COVID. And then I'm also trying to apply for uni, which can be frustrating because I'm trying to get documents from India and it's just far away and annoying. But hopefully will happen eventually.
Applying for, where did you say?
Did you say from where?
Where did you say you're applying for?
Oh, well, I'm applying. I didn't say where I was applying to. I'm applying to a couple of unis, but it's just that I have to, because they ask that your school sends in documents, right? And for me, school was India, so in India. So then I'm trying to get hold of someone at school to send in the documents, and so far nobody's responded, which is a bit annoying, but they're busy right now. They're just starting their school up, so.
What is something you see yourself doing in the future?
Possibly going to uni if I get accepted. Learning stuff and then hopefully doing something with what I learn, depending on what I learn.
So I can't remember. Did I give you a few rides while we was attending Carmel? I think
Yes. I think you gave me one.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't climb into the car again after that.
What?
You were a good driver? Like, I don't know. I think the roads were icy, and I was just terrified that the way you drove, you would drive through slip through an intersection, and I was just scared of it. So I never climbed into a car with you driving again
Mm.
after the one time I did.
Yeah, because the roads are quite slippery there in the winter in Edmonton.
Yep.
Uh, that was my first year driving in a big city, and I have lots of driving stories, but I don't tell anybody all my scary experiences. But yeah, there's a few times that
You say you do or you don't?
I don't, because there's a few times I almost, life or death situations and stuff, and then lots of other things like accidentally ran a red light and a few other things. I got the
Well,
very the very first day into Edmonton, I ran a red light and got pulled over by a cop the very first day. Yeah.
wow.
Uh,
That's wild. But like running through a red light, I think everybody eventually does it because when you get used to driving,
mhm.
you sort of subconsciously don't notice lights. Like it's just you're so used to seeing the lights that you just don't register it properly sometimes. Like
Yeah, there was just so much traffic there and so many roads, and I just didn't see the red light. Yeah.
yeah, I understand that.
Mhm. Yeah, this is a short episode, I guess. I just want to ask you one more question here. What is just something you'd want people to think about?
Um, well, I something I think people should think about is just this saying that I got from a book I read once. Well, our family read it. If you ever get hold of it, it's called The Wilder King Trilogy. It's 3 books.
The what?
And it's very, very good. The Wilder King Trilogy.
Mhm.
But in it, there's just like two sayings that keep repeating. Um, one of them is live the life that unfolds before you. And the other one is love good more than you fear evil. And I think right now, like just with like the whole conspiracy theories, all the theories going around of like the vaccine and the everything around COVID, like end times and whatever. I just think loving good more than we fear the evil is important.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, I guess that's it. So one question I just about forgot to ask you is, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Um, I mean, I like mint chocolate chip,
Mm.
but if you eat too much of it, then it's not great. But I do really like mint chocolate chip. But I also like hazelnut nutty ice creams.
Mhm. So you listened to past episodes of the SunShining podcast, so you know that mint chocolate chip is my favorite flavor?
I think I knew that not because of listening to podcasts, but because of talking about it before at Carmel.
I don't remember talking about ice cream flavors at Carmel.
I'm pretty sure it came up at some point, but I do somehow I remember you saying something about mint chocolate ice cream, chocolate chip.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to remember when. Short and sweet. Uh, um, yeah, this is so. This episode is just about over. I have a few things more I want to say here. This is my 5th time recording kind of an outro for this episode. I kind of put so much pressure on myself to record a good outro, and because I just like what are some final thoughts and things I just want to say to you as this episode is ending, and usually more isn't necessary. I said this before, and I'll say it again, more isn't necessary. The more I say isn't necessary, there's just so much noise in this world. And so that's why I do try to keep the episodes short. And because I want you to take some time to think about, maybe the things you heard on this episode, or just take some time just in silence, just to think about life in general. Yeah. So in this episode here, near the ending there, my guest mentioned the Wilder King trilogy by Jonathan Rogers. I've never heard of that series before, but I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna add it to my reading list. I kind of took a few months break from reading, because for one, I didn't have any books to read, and so over the last few months here, I've been creating a reading list. So I have a growing reading list. One of the things that's always on my reading list is the Bible. I have constantly been reading the Bible. For the last few months. So it's not like I took a break from reading the Bible, but kind of took a break from reading other movies. There's a few other took a break from reading other books, and there's kind of a few other reasons I took a break from reading books. But whatever. My reading and the books I read is a whole other topic. But okay, moving on. Yeah. So. Love good more than you fear evil. What does that even mean? Something to think about. Anyways, one of the reasons it took me, this is the 5th time I'm recording an outro, is just because I just was recording, and then I didn't do enough research, and then I said some things, and because I kind of go down a wrong path because I'm not following my notes directly. But yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know. I was really emotional today. Because this is episode 18. This is halfway through part 2 of the SunShining podcast, season 2. So there's only 6 more episodes of the SunShining podcast, season 2, and then it's over. And so I'm just kind of at the personal, I'm personally at just a spot where I'm just like, okay, what does the future hold? And I know, I'm already, I know it's still winter, but there's still 6 more weeks of winter, I guess, around, 5 to 6 weeks of winter left, because nobody else knows this, but I perfectly scheduled approximately 24 episodes of season 2 of the SunShining podcast. I also did a few bonus episodes too, but I did approximately from first Thursday of fall to Christmas, 12 episodes, and then took a 3-week Christmas break, and then from the first Thursday of January to which will be the last Thursday of winter, I think, if I have my dates correct, or maybe it's one Thursday after last day of winter, approximately 12 episodes. And so time really flies, and so I don't know I don't even know where I was going with that, but so I'm already looking forward to the summer. I don't know what the summer holds. There's some things I do want to do with my summer, but I just don't know if it's a possibility. One thing I did the last couple summers, besides work at Riverside, I did a cemetery reflection podcast, and I don't know if I'll do that again this summer or not. One thing I'm thinking about doing is maybe doing a music podcast this summer. So I don't know. So let me get back to my notes here. Love good more than you fear evil. That's a whole phrase to unpack there. Maybe I guess, I don't know. I probably, this is my fault as a podcast host. Probably going to discuss that a little bit more. I don't know. But like I said, give you something to think about. But, I personally, I can't think of anything more good than God. God is good. So when life is hard, you can sing of the goodness of God. But goodness of God is not the song of the week. I just love how I take notes here. So a song of the week isn't necessarily a part of the SunShining podcast, but a song for this week, a song that's been on my mind this week, is Hallelujah Even Here by Lydia Lard. So if you haven't heard that song, go listen to it now. There's two fun facts I want to share here. When Lydia Lard released her album on August 7th, 2020, I gave her a shout out on Instagram, and then she sent a message back saying thanks. So that was awesome. She's a relatively new artist. Like, I mean, I'm not even that big of a fan of her. I've never even heard of her before August 7th was when I first heard of her. I can't remember. I may have heard her song Hallelujah Even Here before that. I can't remember, but whatever. That's the second fun fact I want to share is that I'm thinking about doing a music podcast. I really love music, Christian music. You know, me and my guests, we talked about music for a bit after recording this episode, and then also one of my previous guests, Luke Seward, we talked about music a little bit on that episode too. And I really do like music and Christian music, and I'm thinking that's something I may want to do with my summer. I don't know. So that's just I'm just jumping around my notes here. I'm gonna get to the verse of the week here soon. I'll just say that if you do want to read these closing notes that I'm sharing here, check out. There will be a link to where you can read the notes. These notes on Medium. Okay, so verse of the week. I'm just okay. Verse of the week. And these are verses that are kind of related to the topic of loving God and fear. Okay, and there's two of them here. So there's technically three. Okay, so hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. No, did I read that right? Yeah, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might. Deuteronomy 6:4-5. And then there is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. 1 John 4:18. I just picked those verses to be the verse of the week. Love good more than you love evil. Or no, love good more than you fear evil. It is kind of a hard phrase to comprehend. The one verse of the week that says, there's no fear in love, that's kind of talking about fearing God, because there's a lot of verses in the Bible that say fear God, but this verse is saying love God and not fear God, so that's kind of technically not even related to the phrase. But yeah, you should love good more than you fear evil. And so there's a lot of evil in the world. There will always be a lot of evil, but don't fear the evil. Love good, and may your love for good spur you on to action, or to act. Don't just, because you love good, don't sit fearfully hiding in a corner. Go out and act. Something to think about. I think that's it for this episode 18 of the SunShining podcast, season 2. Yeah.